What is up? What is up, family? I feel like I am naked, like I am missing something. I know y'all probably like a shirt. You feel naked because you have on a sports bra. No, that's not what I'm talking about. But anyway, family, hey, how are you guys doing? The energy is really beautiful, though. I must say, it's bursting at the seams. In my opinion, how I feel. It's really, really exciting. It's like an anxious feeling, you know. And for some reason, I just saw a card that says has something to do with winter. And I feel like this is like, you know what? Duh, spring. So things are bursting at the seams. You know, plant vegetation life bursting at the seams. You know, waiting to sprout. You know, so maybe that is just saying that we are coming out of that energy of recharging. You know, we've been recharging, and now these blessings and all this beautiful energy is beginning to unfold. You know, whew. So let's see what messages come out for the collective at this time. I felt like knocking on my deck. I hadn't done that in a minute. I ain't beating it up like some people do. I mean, they be going. I seen this one girl. It's like she was having a WWE match with her deck. I'm like, what are you doing? But you know, everybody have their own way. No way is right. No way is wrong. It's just theirs. You know, it works. It's what works for them. So there's no room for judgment or opinion, especially on shit that don't concern you. Period. Ah, Shay. Felt a lot of light energy, but the cards that's down here is like, I mean, but at the end of the day, we have some heavy cards, but it ends with the 7 of Wands, which is, you know, holding your ground. But you never know what the clarifications will be. Exactly. So, speaking of, you know, maybe the fall season prior to winter and throughout the winter months, you know, the fall season may have, you know, when things are falling away, you know, it was very stressful for some, if not most. with this Eight of Swords. That's just kind of stuck energy. With the times changing, with energies changing, paradigms shifting, knowledge being downloaded. There, it's just a lot of chaos, a lot of confusion. I feel that had a lot of people stuck, like, where are we going? But I truly feel that we are coming out of that, because we have the Two of Wands here. We have a side message with the Lover's card. So we may be moving on to calmer waters, moving on, coming out of a stuck energy in regards to love, a third party. Perhaps there's even people around you, or a lover, a lover could be a controlling friend or family member. I feel like, they may be coming out of an energy of being stuck as well, because of an awakening that you may have been a catalyst of. They're beginning to see the wrongs in their ways and how they've treated you, how they've been a tyrant, maybe, in a way. Either, just emotionally with a family member, those type of emotions, or even a tyrant in love by them withholding their love from you because of a fear that they've had, because of a trauma that they have when it comes to, deep loving relationships, perhaps with a mother or a father, which, those relationships kind of dictate who you're with and how you deal with them. So, and that could be part of that third party energy with the Lover's card. Lovers also represent Gemini. We have Leo energy out here. We have Cancer energy out here. We have Virgo energy out here as well. We have Aries energy. We have Sagittarius energy, because the Temperance card just came out. So there's balance. There's a divine balance here in regards to a third party. And again, that third party could even be that past relationship, that past trauma that this person is bringing into you guys' relationship. Then we have the Knight of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. So it's some really beautiful energy here. I feel like this reading with that side message leading out with the Lovers could be a romantic situation that is coming out of a stagnant, stuck energy. This is really interesting. Got another side message here with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, coming out of that third party energy, and the Nine of Cups in reverse, coming out of a third party energy that is not fulfilling. They have kind of hit their limit in regards to living a life where things, it just seems like they're stepping in the same situation, meeting the same people, or going in cycle with certain people. It's like I'm dizzy. I'm tired of going in circles, dealing with the same situation, or the same situation with different people, or dealing with the same situation with this one person. Like something got to give, something got to change. That was where that awakening, that quickening happened. And they are coming out. People are stepping out of this stuck and stagnant energy where they've been in unrequited love. They've been in unrequited love and not getting the love that they know that they deserve. They are 10 of Wands, releasing the burden. They're tired of the burden. I need some more back support. They are releasing the burden, releasing the overthinking, releasing carrying other people's burdens, or allowing other people to get them involved in their in their karma, helping them carry their karma. The 10 of Wands clarified by the Sun card. They've been enlightened, okay, to all of the extra weight that they've been carrying due to not healing emotionally, mentally, spiritually, which in turn will heal you physically. You got to get the mental part. A lot of people say mind, body, and spirit, but I say mind, soul, and spirit. Because in mind, body, and spirit, in the period, spirit just confirmed that that's really how we should be looking at it. Mind, soul, and spirit. Mind, soul, and spirit. Because one of these things is not like the other. When you think about mind and soul, those are two intangible things. And you're going to mix that with something tangible? No, that don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? But mind, soul, and spirit, those things go together. Those are three intangibles. Those are three separate entities. I feel like the mind part, takes care of the body. The mind is what controls the body. When there's brain damage or a person is brain dead, that body can still be alive, but it's not functioning. I feel like there's a word there. There's a message in there. But, but that's why a lot of the sacred sciences, I wouldn't call them sacred sciences, but that's why they say, because religions I don't feel like they are sacred sciences, but religions are man-made. They pick and choose from those sacred sciences. What I consider sacred sciences is astrology, Ifa, the Yoruba tradition, ancient Yoruba tradition, the Hermetic or Kemetic, I think those are pretty much the same, Kemetic traditions. Those are sacred sciences. And then you got the subsets that came from the Kemetic, Ifa way. I think I made that word up. But even Greek mythology is based from the Kemetic way. That came from the knowledge of Kemet. And I'm not really sure about the origin of E5, if it was before or after the Kemetic way, but those are one of the most ancient, along with astrology, I feel is one of the most ancient studies. So you got that subset of Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism. All of those are based off the principles of the Kemetic way. The Kemetic way is the most known, so I'm just going to go with that. But then you got the Dogon sacred science as well, which is really similar to Ifa, but it's really heavily tied to the Hermetic or Kemetic. But we have definitely went off the course in a way, from what this reading is about. But anyway, we're releasing the burden. We're releasing the burden, and we're moving forward to heal. We're taking the action to heal with this Knight of Cups here. To heal from those, dictators and tyrannical energy with the Knight of Cups clarified by the Emperor in reverse. You know, we are taking the actions to heal from these people who seek to dominate us and to keep their foot on our necks because of an ego thing. Because it makes their ego, it feeds their ego. Again, kind of back to that 10 of Wands. That's them using other people to curve their bad karma for the things that they do, even though they're creating more karma for themselves in doing such. It allows them to ignore it. You know, it keeps them distracted from really seeing why they're going through the things that they're going through, because they can distract themselves with people. They can, you know, put the blame game on people, on someone else in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But when those people begin to back up and be like, I'm not going to be your scapegoat anymore. You're not about to project your karma, your bullshit onto me. Because you don't, because misery loves company. That picture, the words just not come to me. But anyway, that description or that charge is not mine. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to project onto me the shit that you do. You know, because people always say it's like what you can point out in someone else. You point at one person, how many fingers you got pointing back at you? 3. Those are the things that you're doing. That person may not necessarily do it, but they may do it in a very small way. But you're gonna point it out and blame them or do all kind of little stuff to them, because that's their way of punishing themselves. You know, they feel some kind of justice by punishing someone else that does it, what they may do, but don't really realize how they are the true culprit in the matter. You know, I remember a parable that in the Bible of this, you know, Jesus went to this one guy and was like, woo the woo, woo the woo. And he was like, well, we need to do this. He's ready to go be a goon and go in, ready to, condemn this person, bring them to trial, maybe go fight them or kill them or something. I forget what the parable was. And Jesus was like, the man is you. You did all of these things. Now what? You know what I'm saying? Superficial with the high priestess in reverse. Superficial. What's the other word I want to use? Superficial energy, just on conceited energy. Shallow, that's what it is. Shallow and surface knowledge. They want to stay shallow. They want to stay on the top. They don't want to go deep into things. The high priestess in the upright represents depth, wisdom. But this person wanted to stay superficial, stay shallow. We have, and look at that, we have the Hermit card on top of that. Could be talking about a Virgo in energy. They may be the superficial energy. They may be the tyrannical energy. I wanted to see the astrological connection between the Justice card. I know what that is. Could be dealing with a Libra. Then I'm seeing here the Death card in reverse. That's Scorpionic energy. So you may have these signs and major placements in your chart, or the person or people that you're dealing with may have these signs. But yeah, it's been, the death card represents not being able to let go, to bring an ending to something, because the death card represents endings and new beginnings. But you can't get that new beginning if you don't put an end to certain things. So I feel like this person has been in a ongoing cycle of the bullshit. But people around them are saying, like, I'm doing like this, and the lady in the sun card, she kind of got her hands up too. And the sun card represents what? Enlightenment. They've been enlightened to the burden that these people have been putting on them, because the sun card is clarifying this 10 of wands. People have been enlightened to the bullshit. And beneath the sun card and 10 of wands, we have, this is the original card, the 7 of wands, clarified by the 4 of wands in reverse. The 7 of wands represents, for me, well, not for me, it does represent standing your ground. So we have become enlightened to the bullshit, and we're releasing that burden, and we're standing our ground. And in standing our ground, we're riding this energy. We're healing this energy of not being confident in ourselves. For me, the 4 of wands, it represents being able to stand on your own 10, being confident in yourself, having a foundation within yourself, dealing with people who gaslight you and project onto you when you don't have that knowledge. It can make you feel condemned. It can make you feel unworthy, but we're coming out of that, releasing that burden. And maybe that explains that spring feeling, on top of it being spring, right? That feeling I was feeling at the beginning of the reading of, just bursting at the seams. Now that we got all this weight off of us, we're like, man, I can travel faster, fight harder, and all that without these weights on me. I have a friend, had a guy friend a while back. He used to watch anime, and he would always talk about this fight scene where this guy was, I don't know, whooping ass. I don't know if he was whooping ass, I forget. And then he takes this vest off, and it was like he had on a weighted vest. Oh my God, it was crazy, because he was, still fighting really proficiently with the weighted vest on. But once he took it off, they really couldn't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Because they were giving it all they had, and they, really wasn't able to subdue him with the weighted vest on. But then when he took it off, it's a fucking wrap. These people have barely been able to keep their foot on you with the weight, with the extra weight that they constantly try to put on you. Bars. Motherfucking bars. What are you saying? What are you saying? Can't say nothing. Get up off of me. Get up off of me. That's why we're coming out of this stuck energy, the stuck and stagnant energy. These people are not going to get the justice that they think they're going to get, for, passing out unrequited love with this superficial and shallow energy that they've been given. No, they need to get into this hermit energy and go deep in the upright, and that they're gonna have no choice but to do so, because a lot of people have washed their hands of this person, but those who've washed their hands are stepping into that new beginning. Wisdom, exactly. Divination and hope, period. Bottom of the deck, believe in magic. It's renewing our belief in magic. It says, open your eyes and see the magic that's all around in nature. That scales are falling off of our eyes. That some of the weight we've been looking through clouded lenses, but we're now in that energy of being able to open our eyes. That's, again, that spring, that magical feeling. It's a magical feeling, like things are bursting at the seams. It's just so much excitement because we're seeing the world with new eyes. We're seeing the world with magic in our eyes. The sparkle has come back. It says the fairy of the northern lights says you are a part of nature, so you're magical too. So believe in magic. Come back into your magical nature. We're magical by nature, but it's nurture that, how we were raised and what are the things we've believed or been taught to believe that, can take us out of our nature. Nurture can take you out of your nature, but then there's nurture that could bring you more into your nature, make you more aware of it and able to control it and manipulate it in a way that is good for you and all of the highest good. When we say the word manipulate, it's typically thought of in a negative fashion, but it's really a positive thing. When used for good, it's just a tool. Manipulation is a tool that everyone has. A side message here: speed, accuracy, and endurance. I feel like things are speeding up for us. Good things are happening for us. Dreams, goals, and decisions are coming to fruition. Why? Because it says here, you're being guided to no longer stand in the shadows of fear. We've stood up to those bullies. We've gotten the knowledge, the wisdom that we needed to get. We received it. We integrated it. And now we can see the bullshit with speed and accuracy. You know what I'm saying? But in that time of going through that training, we built endurance, and so that same endurance that we built up and cultivated in dealing with those people and not being fully broke down, because they did break us, but they didn't break us completely. We still had enough to gather our bearings and build back up. Like I said, they gave it all they had, and we had a weighted vest on. But now that weighted vest is off, and we can hit our marks with speed and accuracy and even more endurance because those muscles were built. Look at me, I'm trying to flex. Can you see it? I got a little something there. I'm working on it. Oh, that's good. That's good. So we have wisdom here. It says, have you ever been told that you are wise beyond your years? Now is the time to call upon your inner fairy wisdom to help you with the challenge. And this is coming out underneath that Emperor card in reverse, coming out underneath that 8 of Swords and 2 of Wands, that stuck energy. We have the wisdom now. We've endured so much through this person who brought a third party into our relationship, into our situation, that third party was an extra burden that you had to carry because this person refused to see what was right in front of them, refused to see how this was holding them back, whether it's a mother, father figure or a past relationship with an ex or a traumatic relationship with a sibling or whatever. They were carrying that burden if they didn't actually have a whole nother body up in there. But at the end of the day, them having a third party or another body in your relationship or not being able to, remove the distractions and just focus on that connection between you two, it still stems from, an internal and deep trauma, most likely a childhood trauma. Something deep within themselves that make them feel that they aren't worthy. It's a low self-esteem thing to bring someone else into a relationship and not, be straight up with yourself about what you truly want and who you truly want. You bringing someone else in to satiate your ego with no regards as to how that may hurt your true love, or and they may not even be your true love, just the main person you're in a relationship with. You don't have enough courage or bravery to stand up and say, this is what I'm missing, and to allow that person the chance to rectify it before leaving. Or you may tell that person and they don't rectify it, but you still don't leave. You just step out. That's insecurity. That's a low self-esteem. That's a bit of a weakness that you stay around. It's cruel. You know what I'm saying? You stay around and you cheat on this person. Spend time other places, heart somewhere else, and instead of being real with yourself and saying, okay, well, this person can't give me what I need, so I need to walk away, and doing things in the right way, doing things in integrity. And we have divination here, which is a great card in this row because it's coming out here underneath the Hermit card. And the Hermit card represents stepping into the unknown, going into the wilderness, into the woods, and seeking enlightenment, going into that darkness, doing the shadow work. The Hermit card for me represents that shadow work, doing the shadow work to heal. In order to do that, you have to have some kind of divine sacred science, some sort of sacred science. The Hermit card is about it's a spiritual journey, and so along your spiritual journey, you pick up the tools that you need to be able to manipulate energy for the highest good of all, versus its opposite. It says embrace your powers of divination, which are especially strong right now. You have the ability to see your current situation with crystal clear clarity. Like I said, I feel like the collective, with you being so tenacious and just having that inner light yourself, you've awakened someone. You have been the catalyst to their awakening. You are an awakener. I need to change this alarm to Sunday. Not every Sunday. So you've used your tools. You've used your wisdom, hope, to free yourself. And now you have a hope for a new future. And again, lead by example. You are the way shower. You have been the way shower for, somebody, whether it's a lover, a family member, a sister, brother, mother, father. You've been a way shower because of the hope that you continue to hold on to, but also the nonsense that you no longer took. It gave possibly in the fear that you faced to go after your dreams. What it says here on this deer card, I forgot to tell you it was a deer for this animal spirit, but it says you are guided to no longer stand in the shadows of fear. The way you no longer stood in the shadows of fear gave them the courage to no longer stand in the shadows of fear and to challenge this superficiality that they've been operating out of, which is why they gave you unrequited love, because they didn't know how to love themselves. They didn't know how to love themselves. They were imbalanced with the Justice card in reverse. They were imbalanced. They were doing themselves wrong in some way, shape, form, or fashion by not listening to their heart and following their soul, really tuning in mind, soul, and spirit. But the hope card says, hope is always there. Even if we can't see it, optimistic expectations can help change a negative situation into a positive one. And I literally had this conversation with a friend last night, but I didn't say it with fervor, if that's a word. I was telling him, and I literally used the word optimistic. I was like, I know my optimism may not change anything, but I'd rather go into it with that. But this card specifically says optimism can change a negative outcome into a positive one. So I'm not going to say that with unsurety anymore. Let me get a card from the goddess. This goddess deck. And then we'll wrap up. The winds of change. The winds of change are amongst us. So we have a side message here. We have speak up and desire. We have Nagame with the desire card. And we have Mame Kumba Bang with the speak up card. You got all these fists in the background, up, speaking up. And that's what we're doing. The Spirit is saying, you got this new beginning because you have spoken up. And then you're going to be that person, that catalyst for other people to speak up in love and integrity, and to be true to their authentic self, to be true to what they want, to not carry other people's burdens any longer, to stand in the shadows of fear and allow themselves to be seen. It says, you're being guided to no longer stand in the shadows of fear. Begin today to allow yourself to be seen. What you seek is there to be found. Take inspired action and a leap of faith toward your heart's desires. And the desire came out. I didn't realize I didn't even read the rest of the card. We're speaking up. We're allowing ourselves to be seen. We're not playing in the shadows anymore. Being superficial and dumbing ourselves down with this High Priestess card in reverse. That gave the High Priestess card another meaning. That could be us as well. Dumbing ourselves down. That's the reason why we've gotten this unrequited love from other people. But we've already kind of covered that. We didn't stand up for ourselves. We allowed them to project onto us. But we've opened up with the Sun card. We've been enlightened to that. In a way that we weren't enlightened before. Like I said before, we didn't have the words. We didn't have the knowledge. We weren't aware. And they were a catalyst for us, just like we're gonna be a catalyst for them, to their awakening, to their true change. They were a catalyst for us to they were that limit that we had hit. We may have been people pleasing all of our lives, but it took this person to be like, to make you be look at that, to make you surrender. So we're going to get 3 cards for the reading. Those are just side messages. One more, and then we're going to pull from the top. Exactly. Wow. Period. Bottom of the deck, grounding. To match, to clarify, or to add to the bottom of the deck card, believing in magic. We're grounding in magic. We're grounding in that optimism. Because optimistic expectations can help change a negative situation into a positive. We're standing our ground. We're no longer carrying everyone else's burden. We're releasing that burden and being enlightened, which is bringing that enlightenment with the Sun card is bringing healing, joy. Phone overheated. It's bringing healing. It's bringing joy. We're being seen, with this high priestess in reverse, not dumbing down ourselves, but, allowing ourselves to be seen. No longer standing in the shadows of fear, because we went through the shadow with the Hermit card here. The Hermit card can represent the shadows, doing that shadow work. Dealt with unrequited love for so long and realized that there's no justice in being a martyr. There's no justice in that. We may have been conditioned to feel that we should be small for others. We've been conditioned to turn the other cheek and to continue to love someone and just be there. Even though they aren't showing us the fruits of the Spirit, we still give them the fruits of the Spirit. No, we're going to love them from a distance so that we can gather ourselves. We're going to cut those etheric cords. This is coming out over wisdom. We've gained the wisdom to be aware of the etheric cords that need to be shut. And this is coming out underneath the Emperor in reverse. This can also represent government officials. I feel like the collective, the community, we're no longer in this energy, the stuck mental energy of the Eight of Swords. We're coming into this Two of Wands, which is a decision whether to remain stagnant, playing small, or to move forward. And we're choosing to move forward in love, not jaded, not from a jaded space or egoic space as, these tyrannical leaders that are, leading from their ego. But with Urzuli Dantor, we are cutting those etheric cords. And we're creating nations from nothing with this alchemy card coming out over the divination, which is underneath this high priestess, Hermit card, justice. All of these cards are major or huge spiritual cards. It has to do deep cards, strong cards that deal with the spiritual journey. The alchemy is creating something from nothing, having two things that are nothing in their own right, that doesn't hold much weight in their own right, but putting them together and making magic, believing in magic again, like the bottom of the deck stated at the beginning of the reading. And this bottom of the deck is the Judgment card. We are getting that second chance. The Judgment card is to change, higher calling. We're answering that higher calling. That's the Judgment card is that awakening card. It's an awakening. It's a forgiveness. I forgive you for forgiveness for they know not. But also moving the fuck on and what I'm saying, ending a certain situation. The Judgment card is a rebirth as well, a resurrection, a reawakening. Come on, I like that. A reawakening for the collective. A consciousness. I said awareness, but it's kind of the same. Compassion. Forgiveness again. It's karma, destiny, and responsibility. All right, and the last card, and feeling safe. Feeling safe. Before we didn't feel safe because we were too tied to those certain etheric cords. Tied to the etheric cords of these controlling, gaslighting, negatively manipulative people that manipulate it for their highest good versus the highest good of all. They was manipulating their motivation for manipulation was their ego. But now, again, with the beginning of the reading just bursting at the seams, this new life, this new beginning, we've been through the shadows, and now we have hope. There's so much hope, there's so much beauty, and we feel safer than we've ever felt. We may not even, our location may not have changed, but our mentality has. We're moving now with speed, accuracy, and endurance, because we went through this whole journey with a weighted vest on. Come on. Went through this journey with a weighted vest. But now, taking that weighted vest off, now we can reach further. We can move more gracefully instead of plumping through every situation. We move through it with ease and with grace, because we don't have all these weird ass cords tugging at us and creating resistance from us moving forward. Wisdom, we have the wisdom that we need. Like it says here, now's the time to call upon your inner fairy wisdom to help you through a challenge. We've used that wisdom to carry us through the challenge. We were aware and conscious throughout our struggles. We probably wasn't aware that we had a weighted vest on, but we were gaining the knowledge that we needed. But now the path is open and it's clear, because we've surrendered that old self. We're stepping into this reawakening, this rebirth. And in this new energy, in our new being of being true and authentic to ourselves, we're speaking up for our desires. We are speaking up. Mame Kumba Bang. We're speaking up for Negame, for our desires. We've been guided to no longer stand in the shadows of fear. We're beginning today to allow ourselves to be seen. What we seek is there to be found. What we seek is out there to be found. The love that we want is out there to be found. The respect that we deserve is out there to be found. With the family that you make, if the family that you were born into won't give it to you. With another person, if the person that you with and that you love dearly won't give it to you. What you seek is there to be found. Take inspired action and a leap of faith towards your heart desires. Surrendering, walking away could be the first step of saying no more. And if you've done that already, know that you're on your way to your heart's desire, because you took that leap of faith. You took that inspired action, and you released this person in which you may have been codependent upon for so long. You held them in such high regard, and didn't truly realize how they were projecting onto you didn't never, when it comes, especially, because the topic of narcissistic parents have been in the forefront lately. Even there's been, stories with the celebrities in regards to narcissistic husbands, like the Ike Turners and Rocky Bivens out there in regards to the escape drama. You know what I'm saying? Like, these narcissistic, controlling motherfuckers, it's like they are all being exposed. And the thing is, they are exposing themselves. Ain't God good? Ain't spirit good? And it's because of the lowly people, the meek people, have began to speak up about the desires. They begin to say, I deserve what I seek, instead of settling. That's why these motherfuckers are exposing themselves or being exposed. It's all coming to the light with this Sun card here. The burdens and the bullshit that they've been putting on us, 10 of Wands, it's all being exposed in a way that it has never been exposed before. These people have been getting away with this injustice for so long. They've been getting away with unrequited love because of their knowledge of manipulation, psychology, and I'm saying, again, those are all tools that can be used, but it's dependent upon the person's heart who has the tool, whether it's going to be used for the highest good of all or for their ego. The justice, the scales, and the surrender card. I believe it says Isit here, but I think this is Osset, aka Isis. We're going to 44. Let's see if this is Osset or Isis, which is Queen Mother energy. Yep, I think so, because it says Egypt here. It says Goddess Iset is revered as a magical healer. Revered as a magical healer and sorceress. She of 10,000 names. You may know, yep, it says here. You may know her as Isis. It literally says all the names that I said. Or Auset. A-U-S-E-T. A-S-E-T. Or Wuset. W-U-S-E-T. Auset. I'm going to say Auset because I prefer the Egyptian name. I do. Auset was worshipped in ancient Nubia, the Sudan region, Egypt, and beyond. Auset's guidance. Let it all go. Say aloud now, I surrender. These words cast a spell. Breathe them in. Surrender to the newness of spring. Surrender to hope. Surrender to feeling safe. Surrender to all of the knowledge and wisdom you gain through going through your spiritual journey with the Hermit card. Surrender to the magic that is you with the Alchemy card. I'm going to read this Alchemy card and the cutting of those etheric cards. We're going to read all of them. So the Alchemy card, Queen Nefertiti. I don't know. I didn't say the name. And then feeling safe is Tituba. We're going to read all of those, but since we're here at Queen Nefertiti, let's start there. It says Nefertiti was a legendary Egyptian queen whose name means a beauty has come. And this is the Alchemy card. Celebrated as a goddess and her husband's equal, Queen Nefertiti led a spiritual revolution worshiping Aten, the sun god, So that's exactly what we've been going through, a spiritual revolution. You know, a lot of the conditioning that we've been going through has been uprooted. So it's been a bumpy ride, hence the reading starting out with the Eight of Swords, that mental trap, feeling stuck and stagnant, all that stagnant, stuck energy. Because it's a rebirth, we are relearning. Rebirth, born again, newborn baby, gotta relearn everything. You know, you need that support. So there is not unlikely that there is some confusion or stuck or just confusion at the end of the day, because you don't know. This is new ground, but it's also with each awakening and each leveling up, the more safe we can feel with the Tituba card, because we don't forget all of the wisdom and lessons that we've learned in the previous cycle. We carry all of that with us, so we get stronger and stronger with each elevation. Another weighted vest is taken off with each elevation, so you can imagine as many small weighted vests being lifted, and we're are now able to act with more speed and accuracy and with more endurance. We can become stronger, even though we don't have to even tap into that endurance as much anymore, but we still have that strength within us. And if we have to tap into that endurance, motherfuckers don't really want that smoke, because we can go all motherfucking day, because we done been there, done that, and got the motherfucking t-shirt. Period. It says, it is time you turn everything that life throws your way into gold. You are on a path to fulfilling your purpose, period. Okay? Embodiment. You are an alchemist. Okay? High priestess energy. You know what I'm saying? You have the power to bend universal energy, manipulation, right? Dare to transmute lead into gold by shifting from fear to love. Everything you desire, there's that word again, desire. It's up here like 3 times in 3 different cards. Everything you desire exists in some form of loving energy. Match this frequency. And the vibration of desire is a high vibrational one. You can't vibrate high when you got all this weight on you. Right. I'm kicking stuff over. Anyway. Period. That was like ring, ring, ring. Vibrate higher. We're coming out of winter. We're coming out of that recharge. There was that time of recharge, and now we vibrating there. It's time to surrender that old paradigm and realize that we're in a new one. Take that leap of faith mentally so that the body can follow. See it in your mind's eye first. I am loved fully. See it mentally, right? So the body can follow. I just said that. What does it look, taste, and smell like to be loved unconditionally? I am loved fully. What does it taste, smell, and look like to be loved unconditionally? Say it. I am loved fully. Then do that visualization. Then say, I am happy and healthy. After you say it, go into your mind and see it. Then say, I am a money magnet. And then think and imagine, what does it feel like to be a money magnet? So we're going to say those, and then we have the goddess declaration here. Everything I touch turns to gold. So we have actually 4 affirmations from this card. I am loved fully. 1. I am happy and healthy. 2. I am a money magnet. 3, everything I touch turns to gold. 4, I am loved fully. I am happy and healthy. I am a money magnet. Everything I touch turns to gold. I am loved fully. I am happy and healthy. I am a money magnet. Everything I touch turns to gold. I am loved fully. I am happy and healthy. I am a money magnet. Everything I touch turns to gold. I am loved fully. Those are the seeds that you need to sow in this spring so that they can blossom and flourish. Okay? Let's read this etheric card. So another fire energy. Temple of Lovers. And we have the Lovers card here. I didn't even look at the temple on all of the other African Goddess Rising cards. But this one I decided to. And what it say? Lovers. And we have the Lovers card. But it says Urzuli Dantor fought elbow to elbow with her people during the Haitian Revolution to protect mothers and children. She represents the healing of the Dark Mother. So there could be, again, that tyrannical energy. And this is actually coming out underneath that Emperor in reverse. And just because it's a masculine card doesn't mean that's the gender. We all have masculine and feminine energy in us. The spiritual journey is about uniting those two energies within us. The left side represents the feminine energy, right side represent the masculine energy. The left side, the feminine energy represents that blue, which is water, emotions. The right side represents color is red, which represents that masculine energy that represents action. The blue, the water, represents flow. The red, action, masculine action. It says, if it isn't wholehearted love, release it. I said I already told us to surrender, right? Remember your worth. When it comes to these tyrants, these emperors in reverse, remember that was clarifying the Knight of Cups. You deserve love. And that's the love moving. Love, is this Knight of Cups for me, it's going away from, it's backwards. This is really forward. You know what I'm saying? So just imagine it reverse. It's running away from this tyrant ass energy. You know, this superficial ass energy. And looking for the depths of life. Wholehearted, unconditional love. It says the energy cores binding you and someone you no longer wish to be attached to are strong. Didn't I say this? It says you must be willing to let go. Close your eyes. See divine swords of God, Goddess, loving lights separating you and dissolving the cords between you. You are both whole and healed. Imagine the cords being severed for all of the relationships where you feel the love isn't wholehearted. Release it. Even, I kind of want to say even to the people that you love dearly and love you dearly, you can still sever those cords and be whole and healed. Because you don't want to be codependent. But I'm still playing around with that idea. But definitely to those who you don't feel wholehearted love, release it. Cut the cords. And you do that by closing your eyes. See the divine swords of gods and goddesses. Loving light, the divine swords of the goddess or god's loving light. Divine swords of light, divine swords of loving light, separating you and dissolving the cords between you and that person. You are both whole and healed. Claim healing for yourself and also that person, because we're doing this for the highest good of all, not just our ego. Just as you shower to cleanse physical grime, There is also grime in the form of energy cords, also called karmic ribbons. Remember that 10 of Wands? Clarified by the Sun card at that. We're releasing that burden. You're no longer going to project your karma onto me. I'm cutting that cord. I'm cutting that karmic ribbon. Because like what it says here, energy cords binding you and someone you no longer wish to be attached to are strong. The cords binding are strong. You gotta cut them. Just as you shower to cleanse physical grime, there is also grime in the form of energy cords, also called karmic ribbons, emotional cords, or etheric cords, spiritual maintenance. The Hermit card, going into the wilderness, having that spiritual revolution, right? Spiritual maintenance is required. The divination, those are the tools, and alchemy. Use it. The divination that you can use is that alchemy. Those are affirmations. And what was those affirmations again? I am loved fully. I am happy and healthy. I am a money magnet. Everything I touch turns to gold. Affirmations can be that tool, the divination tool. Tarot readings, tarot cards can be a divination tool. Crystals can be a divination tool. Runes. Even your intuition. The Goddess Declaration. I am worthy, compassionate, and whole. I am worthy, compassionate, and whole. And then let's go into feeling safe. Tituba. She's from the Temple of the Ancestors. She's air energy, that mental, that mind, that intangible energy. The mind, soul, spirit, I feel energy. Great ancestress Tituba was an enslaved Caribbean woman who was the first person accused in the 1692 Salem witch trials. She was most likely kidnapped from the Guyana region of South America and then sold through a Barbados plantation. Her guidance. It is finally safe to be you. You have wandered through a dark night. There we go with that darkness again. That Hermit card, that spiritual revolution, the spiritual maintenance process. Your trip has been long. There is light ahead. Your liberation is apparent. The energy at the beginning of the reading of bursting at the seams is just something that seed is about to push through the ground to experience light. After all that struggling through the soil. You deserve to feel secure. Feeling safe is knowing that your basic needs are met. Feeling safe is feeling at home in your body. Feeling safe is trusting your journey. Feeling safe is feeling free around those you love. That's surrender, being able to surrender. Feeling safe. It's being able to surrender and know that your basic needs are met. Surrender, and feeling safe at home in your body. Surrender to trusting your journey. Feeling safe is being able to surrender to feel free around those you love. Feeling safe is being able to surrender and trust that the sun will rise again. If you grew up emotionally, spiritually, or physically unsafe, didn't I mention that at the beginning? Somewhere in the reading. Reset your default expectations to a healthier vibration. Didn't I say we need to increase that vibration? The affirmation or Goddess Declaration. Male or female, you're doing this affirmation for the feminine side that you're trying to merge into one with that masculine side. That's true marriage. marriage of the energies within you to center. I am safe. It is safe to be safe. I am surrender. I am safe to surrender. It is safe to be safe. It is safe to surrender. I know that the sun will shine again. I know that my basic needs will be met. I trust my journey. I know I am where I'm supposed to be to learn what I need to learn, to gain the wisdom that I need to gain, to strengthen my powers of divination, to strengthen my psychic powers, and to have crystal clear and to gain crystal clear clarity in any and every situation I am in. It is safe. It is safe. It is safe. I am safe. It is safe to be safe. I am safe. It is safe to be safe. All right, family, that's the message I have for you. Hope that helped in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I love you all, and until next time, peace.